This video is to help guide middle school students in finding reliable and useful resources on the impacts of climate change using the EBSCO database Middle Search Plus. EBSCO databases are a great resource to use because there are many to choose from. You can take a look at some other options available by clicking Choose Databases above the search bar. You can then toggle down and are presented with a brief overview of what each database is about. A nice feature is that you can select multiple databases at once and use the same search string to search all of them at the same time. EBSCO uses the same search interface, so once you've mastered search in one, you've essentially mastered search in all. Middle School Plus, the database we'll be using today, provides full text for more than 140 popular middle school magazines. They also include reference ebooks and a large amount of primary source documents and videos. The database hits on topics like history, current events, science, and sports. Curating a proper search is essential in the gather phase of guided inquiry. Students are locating, evaluating, and using information that leads to deep learning. For our search today, we'll start with a basic search and type in the phrase climate change. This pulls up over 5,600 results, way too many to try and sort through. We could try and use some of the filters on the left-hand side, but I don't think we'd get to nearly a small enough number that would make it a manageable amount to look through. I'm going to revise my search, and since we're looking for things that relate to climate change and habitat, I'm going to add the Boolean operator and the word habitat. Boolean operators like and, or not, are used in a search to combine or exclude keywords. They can help provide more focused results. Sure enough, when I click search, my number drops down to 175. This is a much easier number to look through and see what sources might pertain to our research. I'd like to try one more thing and add some quotations around the phrase climate change. This will ensure that I'm searching for that exact phrase, and it looks like this eliminates a few results and brings me down to 166. You can see that on the left-hand side, you're provided with a summary of the search that you are doing. I'd like to limit our results to full text, and once I click that box, our search results go down and a limiter is applied in our summary box. If I start to sift through some of our results, click into an article that might be something that works for our research. Upon clicking in, you'll see that we're provided with the title, the author, the source, subjects, and a brief abstract that defines or explains what the article is about. This particular article talks about global warming and the effects that it has on habitats. It matches exactly what we're looking for, so let's take a look at the full text linked. We're presented with a scanned article that you can scroll through and view, or save, or print for use on the research project in the future. If I go back to the detailed record, I notice that global warming is another term that comes up. I'd like to refine my search and add this in to make sure we're covering all our bases. When searching, you need to remember the order of operations, and we want to include parentheses around climate change or global warming to make sure that these phrases are searched together. When I click search, I'm presented with 213 results. This is slightly higher than my previous search, and make sure that we're not missing out on any results that might be pertinent to our inquiry. Diving into these results can help identify certain groups being affected by climate change, or can spawn further searches that target an exact population of living beings being affected. It is important to learn how to properly search to retrieve the information that you're looking for, and to utilize databases to obtain more accurate and informational resources than you would find on just Google.